when you're telling the truth, it's easy. The most difficult part was, because I was denied access to my files, was to go back and reconstruct as best I could what had happened. The only thing that I speculated about was the fact that I thought I had been taped by Nixon in one or more conversations. And I did that because I thought that, people who are following my testimony, and if I think these conversations with the president are taped, I'm obviously not going to lie about something I think there's a tape on, because I sincerely did believe there was a tape, and of course, thank goodness there was a tape. But it was difficult to reconstruct it because I had no access to my files, so I had to do it totally from memory. I used old Washington Post newspapers that I had collected to stimulate my memory and as to what was happening when. But that was the most difficult, delivering the testimony. I had worked on Capitol Hill. I'd been the Chief Minority Counsel of the House Judiciary Committee, so the setting of a hearing room was very familiar. I had worked at the Department of Justice as really the chief lobbyist for the department, the congressional liaison. I knew all the members of that committee well. I knew their strengths, their weaknesses. So it was not a strange forum for me. For that reason, it wasn't particularly taxing. It was just, it was actually interesting for me too.
As a sidelight to that, John was troubled by his loyalty to the president and his sense of what is right and wrong. And he wanted to talk to my father and called and asked if I would set up an appointment. And they met at my house one afternoon. It didn't last
Sunday morning.
What?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. Didn't last very long. John
Long enough
asked
for him to ask for an old crow.
You tell the story. You tell the story. You tell the story.
I was concerned about a couple things. First of all, I knew my testimony was going to literally blow the president out of the Oval Office if anyone believed what I had to say. The counsel's office in those years, and still to a degree, has only incidental relationships with national security matters. The Senator Goldwater was the chairman, or excuse me, the ranking member at that time of the Senate Intelligence Committee. I had a number of worries. One, that my testimony could somehow damage national security. I didn't want to give the senator any information that would in any way compromise him as to the nature of the testimony I was going to give. But I was concerned that it was going to do great damage to the presidency. And so I raised these points with Senator Goldwater. And he, in his typical style, he said, Nixon's always been a goddamn liar, John. Go in there and blow him right out of the Oval Office.